I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Suicide Squad Special, War Crimes Issue Number 1, a book that sees the return of none other than comic book legend John Ostrander. You know, the man who made the Suicide Squad everything that it is today. He's back. It's a brand new story. I can't wait to review it. Let's hop on in and take a look, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, the American Secretary of Defense gets himself kidnapped after returning from a very important meeting. The group responsible call themselves Strike Force Europa, an international group of morally upstanding mercenaries who want to see the Secretary of Defense stand trial in The Hague for crimes committed during the Second Gulf War. Again, this is just the sort of awesome pulled from the headlines political intrigue that you could come to expect from a writer like Ostrander and a book like The Suicide Squad. Now over at Bell Rev, Amanda the Wall Waller is already working on mounting a rescue mission. The Secretary is as dirty as the day is long, a war profiteer, warmonger with ties to a Blackwater-style private military corporation who were given many, many lucrative contracts by the dude well in power. So essentially he's human garbage, but the Suicide Squad is going to have to go save him because if the US government were to try and intervene, that would create an international incident. Furthermore, the Secretary knows where a lot of the metaphorical bodies are buried, and so a bunch of big wigs at the Pentagon don't want him squealing. This is most definitely a job for Task Force X. Unfortunately, they're going to have their work cut out for them on this one. Strike Force Europa is a team of metahumans with a lot of power similar to the Squad. They got a munitions expert for Deadshot, they got a woman who can control shadows for El Diablo, martial artists, metahumans, speedsters, the works. It's funny too, when we look at Strike Force Europa, you know how a lot of the times villains in comics are like these dark mirrors to the heroes? Well, in this case, Europa turns out to be the lighter mirror to the more mean-spirited Suicide Squad. The team has brought on at least one new member for this mission, and that would be Mad Dog. You all remember Mad Dog, don't you? He's that guy who looked like Young Justice's sportsmaster, but totally wasn't. He was the guy who was actually sent to fight the Squad during the first arc of the New 52 comic, only to, you know, kind of be swept under the rug and never seen again. Yeah, well, he's on the team now. The Squad mobilizes for what they think will be a simple smash and grab operation, simply get a hold of the Secretary before he's forced to stand trial. This ends up being a lot harder than they expected, with Strike Force Europa on hand for added security on top of the metric ton of security already watching after the would-be turncoat. The plan Task Force X does work out, ends up to be something of a Kansas City shuffle. Oh, you know what I mean, get everyone looking one way when they should be looking the other way. Deadshot and Rick Flag manage to commandeer by force the vehicle that is transporting the Secretary. Unfortunately, there's another player ready to join the game, and that would be Shadow, famous assassin from the Green Arrow books. Oh my god, Shadow is here. Like, getting John Ostrander to write a Suicide Squad story in 2016 didn't make me love this book enough. Now they're bringing in Green Arrow characters. It's like this comic was written explicitly for me or something. Shadow, as we discover, was actually hired by the private military corporation to kill the Secretary before he made it to trial. So now the Squad has to defend the Secretary from her while also fighting off the Strike Force dudes. It's funny, they kill off their speedster by getting her caught in the crossfire of an explosion. Waller once again showcasing just how cold and calculating she is by blowing up Mad Dog's head to send a message to the others in the heat of battle. Oh, Mad Dog, we hardly knew ye. It's like you came into this book with a target on your back already or something. Now, the Squad needs to fight their way to the pier where they procured a boat that will spirit them away to an airfield which will get them back to America. Of course, the ungrateful Secretary feels the need to complain every step of the way, which gives Harley a great chance to be funny. Also, apparently Harley Quinn beat Shadow off panel. Okay, look, I'm a nerd and part of me absolutely loves that, but the other half of me is like, hey, she shouldn't be able to beat Shadow, but at least it's off panel though, so you can use your imagination. Once the team touches back down in the United States, the Secretary comes face to face with Waller, who is none too happy to see him because she puts a bullet in his head. Yes, that's right, the Suicide Squad risked life and limb, went halfway around the world only for Waller to kill the guy as soon as he touched down. Why, you might be asking? Well, allow me to explain. You see, as a prisoner or as a corpse overseas, this dude could still kick off a major international incident, but if Waller popped him here in the United States, it would be all too easy to fake a coroner's report, which he already did. He died of a heart attack. And thus a very classic Suicide Squad story reaches a very classic Suicide Squad conclusion. The good guys won? Question mark? Or did they? If you couldn't already tell, Suicide Squad Special War Crimes #1 was a comic I loved to pieces. Ostrander quite simply does not skip a beat. He's still bringing all the same subtlety and moral complexity that made the Suicide Squad the team that we know and love today. It's also darkly humorous, Harley Quinn getting used to great effect here. And the comic's pretty topical too, what with Ostrander pulling some headlines here to help inform the story, which is always a plus. Honestly, this book is so good and such a classic old school Suicide Squad story, I would really love it if it continued. It's just a one-shot, but seriously, DC, if you're listening, let Ostrander write an ongoing book. You don't even have to cancel the book you got right now. You can have 2 Squad books, they got a movie, just do it. Overall though, I would give War Crimes Special a 10 out of 10. I loved this. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.